All right, we are live. So, guys, I just sold out of another stock in my portfolio, marking the second time in the last month that I have axed one of my holdings. Now, in tonight's live stream, we'll talk about this recent sale. I'll show you how I've reinvested some of these proceeds so far, and we'll see where that leaves us in the portfolio overall. But before we get into that, welcome to another Dividend Happy Hour. I'm so stoked to be back with you guys for another week. Why don't we kick it off with a quick cheers? It was quite the week on the market. It was a crazy week. There was actually a brief moment where my portfolio touched over $60,000, which was pretty sweet. But a really strong gains overall, and I think that's worth cheersing to. So here's to that. Cheers. And also here's to you guys as well. So I want to know a few things from you guys here in the live chat. Number one, what did you guys buy this week? Did you guys buy any new stocks? What did you pick up? I want to hear about it. Number two, what are you sipping on? What did you bring to drink to the Dividend Happy Hour? And number three, did you hit any cool milestones in your portfolio this week? Anything crazy happen? I'm sure a lot of us hit new all-time highs in the portfolio. If there's any like cool milestones there, let me know. Any dividend income milestones, maybe you got your highest dividend payment ever, all that stuff. I want to hear about it in the live chat. So let me know those three things. Tonight, guys, I'm sipping on a little sparkling ice. You guys know I've been drinking these the last couple of weeks, just like a, how do I describe it? It's basically just like a 0-calorie soda type drink, flavored sparkling water type drink, but it's really good. I had to put a little bit of reposado in there tonight. So we got a little bit of, I don't quite want to call it a margarita, but we got something cooking up here tonight. So cheers. It should be a fun stream. And after we get through the whole ordeal talking about this stock that I sold, I do have a few housekeeping items that I would like to talk to you guys about. Nothing crazy, nothing bad. It's all good stuff. Well, potentially good stuff. But anyway, stick around because we got some stuff to cover afterwards. Now, let me go through the live chat here and see who we got here. Give my shout outs to all of you guys. Looks like there's 84 of us here in the live stream so far. So I'm going to kick it off here at, where should we go? Let's see here. And I apologize if I skip some of you guys in my greetings, but I'm going to start here at the top right at 5 p.m. Kevin, everyone hit the like button for my brother Ryan. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. You guys listen to Kevin. If you're going to be enjoying the stream at all as we're going through it, do me a favor one time and hit that thumbs up button. That'd mean a lot, and it'd really help out the stream. Let's see. We got Don in the building. We got Blaze. We got Thomas in the house. Do I always say that or something? Because I actually didn't even read the comment. I just saw the name before when I said Thomas in the house. Good stuff. Love it. We got Kama. We got Edgar, Chris, Dean, the lean, mean Dean machine. We got Lucas here. We got my man Zal here. We got Phil. What's this name? Okay, so Raltidestocken. Wow, that is quite the mouthful, and I totally did not pronounce that correctly. I apologize. Crazy Goose is here. Picked up one share of J&J and Procter & Gamble. Good buys. I actually had a pretty solid week of buying myself. I'll tell you guys a little bit about it as we go through the spiel. Let's see. We got Edgar picked up some SCHD and TSLY. Nice combo. Let's see. This is cool. Kama said new high, 50K in the M1 account and passed, wow, $325,000 in all of his portfolios. Dude, that's incredible. That's really good. Good job. That's quite the milestone. Jeez, 325K. I can't even imagine. Someday, guys. Someday. Let's see. We got Anthony sold MasterCard, Rio Tinto, and Chevron for an overall profit. Interesting sales. I'd be curious to know, like, what prompted those sales, Anthony? Number one. Number two, what are you reinvesting into? I'd love to know. We got Greg in the building drinking Christmas spiced ginger beer. That sounds really good. We got Kentuckiana attorney picked up some RTX. My man El Dynamico picked up some SCHD, and of course some Altry Group, of course. Let's see. This is cool too. Kama passed $6,000 in projected annual dividend income. Great job, man. Fantastic. Chris says, I only DCA in VU, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. I missed the bargains. Dude, you missed a good week of bargains. Today, was a little bit rough, but overall, guys, yeah, definitely more up than down. So Zal, all-time high, of course, but no new milestones. I feel it. Let's see, Anthony, classic, SCHD and VU. There we go. Zach here, almost at that 6-figure mark, guys. Just hit 95K, sipping some Miller High Life. Very classic. Let's see here. We got Sir Dude Bro Man. And cheers to our gains. Broadcom crushed it this week. It's above 1,100 per share. There you go. Lucas, oh, he's on the boost tonight. There you go, man. I had to do it for you guys one time. I haven't really been, which I've been trying to drop some pounds, so I've kind of been trying to cool it on the alcohol a little bit. But yeah, I figured I'd show up one time. It's almost Christmas, so we'll celebrate that. I guess a little bit early, but let's see. Thomas sipping on some ginger ale and bought a new position in CP. I think that's Canadian Pacific, as well as added to Medtronic and Vici Properties. There you go. We got Deslock, Jack Daniels, Tennessee Honey. Never had that, but my friend Christian used to drink that stuff all the time. And yeah, Jack can be rough. Jack and Jim are interested. I don't know. I stay away from them usually, but bought 15 shares of EPD. Good stuff. EPD, man. I haven't bought EPD for a little bit. There we go. Largest dividend payment ever. A whopping $450 from SCHD. Good stuff. Let's see here. Let's skip a couple. We got Kevin. Cracks open a bush. Bought CAH, which is Cardinal Health, I believe, right? Just a little nibble since it's my best gaining stock. Good stuff. We got Kevin sipping some iced tea, picked up some Pepsi and Vici, and got the SCHD dividend. Yeah, there you go. Oh, this is crazy, guys. Look at this. Adon said sipping water and made $402 in total dividend income just this week. And with Coca-Cola, that'll be his highest week ever. Good job, man. Great stuff. Let's keep going here. Scroll down a little bit. I see Striper. I see Joyce here. Excuse me, guys. Joyce picked up a nice little shopping spree here, actually. Ares Capital, SEHD, Altria, JEPQ, and STWD, which is one I don't believe I'm familiar with. We got Big Lou in the house. What's up, Lou? Yeah, there we go. Josh says REITs like Realty Income, Main Street, which actually is not a real estate investment trust. It's a business development company. And Agree Realty be doing very well soon enough. Yeah, I mean, REITs have really been firing. KRC, and you guys, no one asked me about KRC. I brought this up on my own, which means you guys have to drink. And I haven't mentioned this for a few streams, but guys, we actually do have a dividend happy hour drinking game. The rules are in the description. And when I bring up KRC unsolicited, you guys got to take a swig. So it just happened. But KRC was pumping this week. I think I'm up now. I think I'm up now about 10%. But I'll tell you what, my gain right now pales in comparison. Doesn't even hold a candle to Kevin Burgess's gain in the same company. I think his average cost is like 27 or 28. And right now it's at about $41 a share. I'm jealous. Mine, I think, is like 37, which is still not bad. Let's keep going here. I'm a little bit behind in the chat, so I'm going to scroll down some. Sorry if I skip over your comment. We'll get into the main event here in just a moment. And for those of you who are just now tuning in, there's about 130 of us in the stream right now. I sold out of a position today, actually, which you saw from the title and thumbnail. So we're going to be talking about that. I'll show you, what I sold, how I reinvested some of those proceeds, which I'll get into that. But and then I'll show you what the portfolio is looking like overall after this move. So I see an interesting comment here from Jonathan, about to knock out my first bodybuilding competition tomorrow. So I'm sipping on a little water, picked up some Hershey Company. There you go, Jonathan. What are you doing? Are you doing straight bodybuilding? Are you doing physique? You doing a little classic physique? What are you, or classic bodybuilding? What are you doing? I'm curious to know. And are you going to do tomorrow before you hit the stage? You're going to take a shot of whiskey or something? I know that's a pretty common move for competitors before they get up on stage, just to dry out a little bit more. Let's see. Let's keep going here. And good luck too. Good luck on your competition. That's really cool. Wow. Look at this, guys. Put 25K into SPY at $455 and it just flew. Looking to keep buying forever. Yeah, there you go. Not a bad way to go. Oh, there we go. Sebastian, SCHD and O hit $200 in dividends from SCHD. That's great. And I'm really just trying to get caught up in the chat here, guys. Okay, Jonathan, men's physique novice and Masters 35 plus. Nice, man. Well, good luck tomorrow. Yeah, keep me posted how it goes. I'd be curious to know how it goes for you, man. I'm pretty interested in that stuff. I've never competed myself, but I've been training that way for about a dozen years now. My little brother actually competed in physique as well a handful of years ago. Only did one competition, but anyway. We got Map Money. SPY is my number one position. There you go. Mune Boys only. I'm not sure what that is, but good stuff. Citizen Nvidia is my number one position. Okay. Money with Kazim. Do you have a watch collection? I'm kind of building one. This guy I'm wearing right now is nothing crazy. This is just my Seiko. I got this for my birthday a few months ago. Seiko, I don't remember the model number. I'll have to get back to you on that. But pretty cheap watch, less than $200, and this one's like I wear this one every day, almost every day. But I think at this point I've got 4 watches, and I think I might be getting one more for Christmas. So, okay, guys. So how about we get into the main event? Okay, we're 11 minutes into the stream. I don't want to beat around the bush any longer. So I want to know too. Oh, is this? Sorry, I'm looking in the live chat. Is this a rule 2? Bringing up watches? If it is, I don't remember if that's part of the dividend happy hour drinking game, but it could be. It could be a good rule because I do bring up watches quite a bit. But so I was going to ask you guys. So we're getting into it now. Do you guys have any guesses? Which position do you think I sold out of in the portfolio? I know some of you guys are going to guess it. It's one that I talked about before. I talked about it a handful of weeks ago. I don't want to give too many hints, but I want to know if you guys can guess which one it is. Okay. I see Verizon, JEPI. Let's see. Okay, there you go. Yeah, you're right, Zal. Rob says JEPI, Crazy Goose JEPI, lots of JEPIs. Wow, you guys are feeling really good about JEPI. Jeremy says Verizon, AT&T, yeah. Vici, I see Vici. I'd have to own Vici to sell it, but that's one to keep in the back of my mind. Yeah, a lot of people thinking JEPI. Zal says AT&T. Greg says JEPI isn't a stock. I know it's not. Procter and Gamble. Yeah, I will not be selling out of Procter and Gamble. Snap-on. Yeah, sold out of Verizon and AT&T. Not quite yet. So guys, I actually sold out of JEPI, and like Greg said, JEPI's not a stock. I probably said which stock that I sell out of, but if I said ETF, it would have given it away. So, that's I know it's not a stock. I know ETF. But yeah, I sold out of JEPI today, guys. And this was one I talked about a few weeks ago. I put out that video talking about 4 stocks I was going to sell, one of which was Intel. Already sold out of that one. JEPI was another one. Once again, I know it's an ETF. I know. And then AT&T and Verizon were the other 2. So I ended up selling out of JEPI. And let me show you what happened here. We're going to jump over to the screen, take a look at my dividend portfolio tracking spreadsheet, which, as you guys know, you can download this for free. There's a link to get this spreadsheet in the description of the video. But what we're looking at here, guys, is this new sold positions page. I just made this a few weeks back just to track, my sales over these last few years. These are not every single one, because prior to Charles Schwab, I had Robinhood. There were some sales in there that I just don't have access to anymore. But these are pretty much all of the notable sales in the portfolio since I started sharing things here on YouTube back since really, October of 2020. And once again, there may be some that I haven't included on this that were maybe from Robinhood. Once I just don't have that information anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, here's the JEPI sale right here, guys. So sold today. I only had 22 shares, not really a huge position of mine at all. My average cost was $60.22, and I sold at about $55 per share. So in terms of share price, I took a little bit of a loss. And to be exact, I was down about 8.7% in terms of share price when I sold. But on a total return basis, I saw a 7.5% gain, which, truth be told, is really not. I'm happy that I didn't lose money, but that's really not great because I think I started buying into this fund December or November of 2021. So I held JEPI for just about 2 years, which, 7.6% divided by 2, we're looking at a 3.8% return on average over these last 2 years. Not great at all. So the return's not great. Once again, happy I made a little bit of money, $100, $50 a year, big whoop. But that's pretty much what happened, guys. And I think the position when it was all said and done was only about $1,200. So like I said, really not a huge position of mine at all. And I did talk about this a few weeks ago in my stocks that I sold video, but just as kind of a refresher, a little bit into why I sold out of JEPI. As you guys know, JEPI is a covered call ETF. Really, the sole purpose of owning a fund like that is to generate income, current income. And so really that's why I was holding it, I suppose. And I bought it at a time. JEPI had been around for about a year. I bought it at the time when the covered call ETFs, the JEPIs, the QILDs, XYLDs, RYLD, these were the talk of the town. You couldn't go on YouTube without seeing a video, at least one, about one or all of these covered call ETFs. And so, I was like, let me give it a shot. Let me see what happens. And if we go back actually to the spreadsheet, you'll see I actually had XYLD on this list as well. I sold that just almost a year ago to the day. 375 days ago, I sold out of XYLD. So I ended up owning 2 of the covered call ETFs. But anyway, once again, the purpose of owning a fund like that is to generate current income while also, in JEPI's case, reducing some volatility. Those are the 2 primary goals of the fund. And the income was really why I was holding it. Not a huge position. I was just like, I'll throw a little money into it and see what happens. And, now at this point, from a long-term perspective, I just for the income, I didn't see that as a good enough reason to continue owning it. And when I first bought into the fund a couple years ago, it was nothing. It was something I never planned to hold forever. It's not like I, bought JEPI being like, oh, this is it. This is going to be my ride or die for the rest of my life. Which once again, if that's not how it's going to be, then it might not be the one that I should have put in the portfolio. But anyway, that's beside the point. So sold because, current income's that's not a good enough reason to warrant a long-term investment. But also at this point, just where I'm at now, I'd rather put that money into a business that actually provides some type of goods and services. I think that's a bit more exciting to me. That's more just aligned with my interest right now. It's something I'm trying to get better at, is investing in those sort of things. And that's kind of what this portfolio is for, in contrast to my Roth IRA, which is just passive, hands-off, dollar cost average every single week. So I think for the goal of this portfolio, it made sense. And on that note, this move also comes off the heels of announcing that I'll be reallocating my weekly contributions more to prioritize my Roth IRA. So in doing so, it will create overall between these 2 accounts better diversification across the entire portfolio. The 2 ETFs that I have in the Roth, SCHD and VU, will honestly actually within the next handful of weeks, maybe very, very soon, those 2 will become my top positions overall. And so with that said, I'll feel a little bit better about, and from that point on, feel a little bit better about consolidating more in this portfolio, the main taxable brokerage account. And so JEPI is just one that had to go as a result of that. So I think that the overall, the move makes sense. I didn't really have any qualms with JEPI. I didn't really have anything. I was fine with it. It pretty much did exactly what it was supposed to do, So anyway, moving on though, how did I reinvest these funds? So like I said a few moments ago, when it was all said and done, I think the position was about $1,200. And already I had a pretty decent cash position in the portfolio. If we go back over to the spreadsheet, guys, let's go over to show you my positions page. So with the sale, I now have $3,000, just about $3,000 in cash, but I did have like $3,500 earlier, but I made a purchase. I invested about somewhere close to $600 into 2 different stocks today. Let me show you what I did. So I put half of that into Procter & Gamble, picked up 2 more shares of Procter & Gamble, and then I ended up putting the same amount into Realty Income and ended up getting 5 shares of Realty Income. And both actually, Procter & Gamble, both of them are right around my average cost right now. So I felt fine buying them right now. And, Realty Income obviously recently was in the $40 per share range, low 50s or whatever. It's just kind of come up to where it's at now, that $57 per share, which you might be looking at thinking, well, Ryan, like, why didn't you buy it? Why didn't you just buy it weeks ago when it was under $50 a share? I did. I've actually bought a lot of Realty Income over these last couple of months. I think since September or October, I think I've added close to a third of my Realty Income position. So I've added quite a bit of shares over these last few months. Most of those tranches were in the low 50s or under 50. So I did a pretty good job of bringing my average cost down with Realty Income. But anyway, these are the two purchases that I made today, which took my cash position to where it's at now. Once again, just above $3,000. And the other, I guess, however much that was there before this was left over from my recent sale of Intel. So I have some cash to deploy into the portfolio. And I'm slowly but surely putting it back into the portfolio. I've picked up a lot of Johnson & Johnson this week, actually. I think when it's all said and done, I bought 5 shares of J&J. And over time, I'm not in a huge rush to do this, but over time, I'll redeploy this cash back into the portfolio. And I guess this begs the question, where's the portfolio at now? So let's go over to the main dashboard. And this is where things are looking like. Let me zoom out a little bit. So I'm just under $60,000 right now. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, there was a brief moment where the portfolio jumped up over 60K. I think I saw it at 60,100, 60,150, something like that. It was pretty nice. It was a cool little milestone, especially considering this time, well, basically 6 weeks ago, I was like just at $50,000. So it's been a really, really solid month and a half, which is very bittersweet for us dividend investors, as you guys know. Today, a little bit of red, down 530 bucks. Overall, we're up 10%. The one downside to this transaction was my projected annual dividend income took a little bit of a hit. So I think prior to this move today, it was at like $2,470 or something along those lines. As you can see now, it's $2,405. So we're just barely above that $200 per month average. Now, once again, this is keeping in mind, I still have $3,000 left to deploy. And, let's say I deployed that into across the portfolio at a 5% yield. That's 150 bucks added in dividend income, which I'll probably won't deploy it at a 5% yield. But, even if it's 4%, that would put me over $2,500 of annual dividend income. So once that cash gets put back to work, it's and 4%, as we can see here, is the average yield between my two combined portfolios. So once that cash gets deployed, it will end up ahead in terms of dividend income. So I'm not entirely worried about it. It's all good. We're basically taking one step back to take 2 steps forward. That's kind of how I'm looking at this in terms of income. One thing I forgot to mention earlier when talking about redeploying the cash back into the portfolio, there's a few stocks that I'm looking at that I have on my watch list. I've talked about this. I've talked about them in recent videos, one of which is Visa. I've been spending a lot of time with Visa. And I've been doing some real deep research on it, which once it's all said and done, I'd like to share that research with you guys and in some written form. But I still have a little bit to go. Over the next few weeks, I'll be doing a couple weeks actually. I should be done with my start to finish stuff with Visa, but I'll share it with you when it's complete. Rollins is another one. And then I do have Vici Properties back on the watch list, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. And I may not even add any of them right now. Just, I don't know. I may not. I may just put it back into my portfolio. So we'll see what happens. But that's where we're at right now. But I want to put it back on you guys and ask you, okay, what was the last stock you sold out of in your portfolio? I'm curious to know. Curious to know what the last stock you guys sold out of was. So let me know that in the live chat or in the comments below if you're watching the replay. Now, let's go back over here. Let me see here. Let me see what I missed here in the see what I missed here in the chat. I see some talk of TSOY. I see Russ. What's up, Russ? So I was joking with Russ and Harris. I told them about this move this morning as it happened. And I said, I'm going to get Harris. Harris was like saying that I secretly I'm putting all that money into TSOY. I'm slowly like consolidating my portfolio just to put it all in TSOY, which is a joke. It's just a jest. I'm not actually doing that. But I told the guys, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get TSOY tattooed on one set of knuckles. And then I was going to get CONY on the others. But then Russ said I should do YOLO TSOY, which obviously is I think that's a better move. So we'll see what happens. Let's keep going here. See what I missed. So your guys' sales. So boop, boop, boop. Real quick, Thomas said, great video by Dividend Data on Visa today. Yeah, I saw that. I haven't watched it yet, but it's in my watch later. I love his channel. He does a great job, and I'm excited to see what he has to say. Lou sold out of Cube yesterday as it hit my original deployment. 1.5 years of dividends, but no appreciation. Well, there you go. You got something out of it. And once again, guys, I have some housekeeping stuff I want to talk to you about. So stick around at least for that. We'll go through a couple comments, and I'll share that with you. So Sean here says, new sub. Well, thank you. I appreciate the subscription and happy to have you aboard. Do you mind me asking how old you are and how long you've been investing? Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind that at all. So I am 30. I turned 30 in July. And I've been investing now for about 4 years, actually, I'd say. Investing consistently for about 4 years. And I started making videos here on YouTube in October 2020. So I've been making these videos now for over 3 years, which is pretty crazy. It doesn't seem like it's been that long. Time flies, you know what they say. Time flies. So let's see. Okay, I see Zachary BLK sold Telis. I never know how to pronounce this. So Telis. I'm gonna get made fun of for it, but I just don't know how to pronounce it. And I've been told before too. This is bad, but I've been told before. I just don't remember. Striper Kid sold out of Walgreens today. I think that's a pretty good move. Sold out of BIL to purchase Altria. There we go. Matt says I sold out of Pepsi for SPY and RKLB. I'm not familiar with that one, but good stuff, man. Let's see. Air Knight sold out of Altria last month. Ultra Runner selling CE, which I think is Celanese, at about a 50% gain next week. Oh, okay. Dave sold out of 3M. Yeah, Dorte. Armor Residential REIT, ARR. Excuse me, is the ticker symbol. No need to explain. Yeah. I'm actually probably going to be talking about that stock in an upcoming video on not Sunday, on Wednesday. By the way, guys, I'll mention it again later in the stream. This Sunday's video might just be one of my favorite videos that I've ever made. It's going to be something completely different than anything you've ever seen. And I don't think I'm exaggerating. It's a really cool, really fun video. You guys are going to love it. It's coming out Sunday morning. I'll tell you, I'll probably mention it again later in the stream, but while we're on the subject. Let's see. Tortoise, Pepsi did more research, seen the increasing CapEx, sold it and put that into SCHD. Let's see. Phil says Intel is the last stock. There you go. El Dynamico sold out of a GNC and Walgreens and reallocated into those three there. Let's see. Air Knight sold out of Altria, sold out of Verizon, Best Buy, and Google for Christmas gifts. Okay. See some more TSLY talk. Yeah. Adon says I sold out of JEPI, but trimmed KLIC and NEE. Okay. Good stuff. Ooh, I wanted to see this. So MasterCard, Rio Tinto, and Chevron, because they combined for profit. I wanted to simplify my portfolio and go hard on SCHD. Well, I think that makes sense. Okay. Gotcha. Chris sold Pepsi. Sir Dudebro Man sold out of CL, Colgate Palmolive, and Stanley Black & Decker. There we go. Kevin sold out of Verizon. He loves his portfolio. Good stuff. Okay. Mark sold out of Key Corp. Is that what this one is? I think Darth was talking about that one recently. Let's see. I see VFC. Yeah. Oh, there we go, James. I remember us talking about this. Transform the portfolio. I now have a strong investment foundation after consolidating the 61 stocks. I remember us talking about this, man. Good job. QQQ, VU, SHDO, and SPYI. Nice. That's a lot better. Okay, there we go. Thanks, Lucas. So ticker symbol T on the Canadian exchange is not AT&T, it's TELUS. TELUS. Okay. Dan says, props to you for buying KRC and holding through all the pain. I'm in Vornado and it's good to see the light now. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Ultra Runner, Ryan, what are you up on KRC? Let me tell you right now. And it had, it was up 9% yesterday, but it's down almost 5% again today. So this one's been really swingy, but right now I'm up 9.4% just in terms of share price. On a total return basis, I'm up 14%. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm feeling good about KRC, but I've said this before too. I feel like I have I feel like I have a lot of REITs, and I've talked about wanting to add beachy properties. Not sure if I need 4 different real estate investment trusts on my portfolio. I feel good about KRC. I really like the company, but if I'm looking at all of my real estate investment trusts right now, KRC, Realty Income, and WP Carry, if I had to get rid of one, it probably would be KRC. And this is not me saying I'm going to, and this is also not me saying that I think KRC is a bad company. I just think Realty Income and WP Carry are a bit more defensive than KRC. So, trying to look at it from that point of view. Yeah, KRC's been doing really well. Let's let's see what happens from here. So nothing would surprise me. So Blaze, this is good. I've actually thought about this before. You should walk around the strip and ask people questions about investing. That'd be fun. I've thought about it. I'm not really interested in doing that. And, seeing as this channel is strictly about dividend investing, it's like no one, like, I guarantee no one on the street. It would take me so long on the strip to find and talk to someone that knows even anything about dividend investing. And I don't want to stray from this topic because this is just what this is my jam. So, but anyway, guys, I want to take a break from the comment section real quick, or the live chat here, and just go through some of the housekeeping stuff that I was talking about. And I don't know why I call it housekeeping. I just don't have a better term for it. But item number 1, there are 3 things that I want to talk to you about. Number 1, so it's December 15th. I am going home for Christmas next Friday. So we will not be able to stream next Friday. And prior to going live tonight, I was thinking, that might mean that this is the last dividend happy hour before Christmas. But I was thinking right before started streaming, well, maybe we just do it Thursday. So next week, guys, I think we should plan, unless for some reason, I don't know why I wouldn't be able to do it, but I think next week, let's plan on doing our dividend happy hour on Thursday instead of Friday, just because I won't be able to do it next Friday. And if we don't do it Thursday, then we won't be able to do it before Christmas. And I want to see you guys one more time before Christmas. So next week, guys, let's plan on doing dividend happy hour next Thursday. I'll put out an announcement in the community. I'll put an announcement out on Discord on Thursday, just as a reminder, but let's plan on doing that next week. So that's item number 1. Item number 2, yeah, Striper. I was thinking this too, as I said, going home for Christmas. I had that in my head. So item number 2, I want to, hold on. So I mentioned this Monday, but I just started posting. I have an Instagram, a personal Instagram. Whoops. But I just made a new one to post some finance stuff, and I would love it if you guys shot me a follow over there. If you just go to Instagram, the handle's Retire with Ryan. I'm posting some short videos over there. I'm posting some stories, behind the scenes stuff. I'm a bit more active over there, just on a daily basis. So I'd love it if you guys shot me a follow over there. Keep in touch, shoot me a DM. Just another way that we can stay on contact. In addition to YouTube here, in addition to the Discord group, but I'd love it if you guys shot me a follow there. That was item number 2. Item number 3. Okay. Item number 3 is regarding the dividend portfolio tracking spreadsheet. So I've made nothing crazy. I've made some minor adjustments to it over these last couple of months. Just some small things. Like I added the dividend growth rate here. Recently, I added the cash position, I added this sold positions page last week. So there's a few things that I've added to this. And as I've shown it in videos, I've been getting asked, hey, where can I get my hands on the one with the dividend growth rate or the one with the cash position, stuff like that. So I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys wanting this version that I've been showing lately. And I wasn't I still I had some other ideas for things I wanted to do to the spreadsheet, but I wasn't sure if I would actually do them. But anyway, long story short, I hadn't planned on releasing a new spreadsheet version quite yet because I thought I would make some more changes. But I don't know if I don't put this out, I don't know when I would put out another version. So sometime next month, I'm going to be releasing this spreadsheet version that I'm currently using with all of those updates that I just talked about, the dividend growth rate, the cash position, the sold positions page. I'm going to make it so is support for up to 50 different holdings because I get asked about that a lot too. Ryan, there's only, room for 30 stocks. What if I have more than 30 stocks? How do I add more rows? So we're going to 50 in this upcoming version. I already know what's going to happen though. I'm just going to start getting people like, well, what if I have more than 50? Yeah, we're not going up to 100. I'll tell you that much. But I'm going to expand it up to 50 holdings in the next version. And what else? There's one other thing. I might make some changes to this dashboard too. That was one thing that I really wanted to do is just kind of revamp this. But maybe I'll just save that for some. This is and that's going to take me some time. So maybe I'll save that for version 8. Maybe I'll call this next one version 6.5 or something like that. We'll see. But the last thing I was thinking, I'm kind of thinking, and let me know this in the live chat for those of you who use this spreadsheet. I was thinking about removing this section right here, the dividend growth or the dividend income. And I was thinking about getting rid of these future value calculators. I don't know about you guys, but I personally never use this. I never use this. And I don't refer to this at all in the spreadsheet. If I want to see the future growth of my portfolio, I'll go to the marketbeat.com dividend calculator. I just think that is so much better than the one that I have on my spreadsheet. And but I want to hear from you guys. Like, do you even look at this? Do you keep track of this? Would you guys be upset if I got rid of this? I just think it would be one way to simplify this spreadsheet a bit more. I don't want to have features that like just to have them. I don't want to make the spreadsheet more complicated than it has to be if some of this stuff doesn't even get used. So let me know your thoughts on that in the live chat. I'd be curious to know. But that's kind of what I'm thinking for this next version of the spreadsheet. I'll be putting that out sometime next month. So okay. Gotcha. What about additional data sources? No, no additional data sources. The only data sources are Google Finance and FinViz. That's not changing. Um, does the cash position have a yield feature? No, it doesn't. I could probably add that though. I'm just looking at how I could do that. I could probably add that. We'll see. Yeah, it's speculation. Well, yeah, obviously it's based on future assumptions that may or may not actually occur. But it's still helpful to try and forecast the growth of your portfolio based on certain inputs. Nothing wrong with that, which is why I had it in the spreadsheet in the first place. Fernando doesn't use it. Thomas uses it. I think I might remove it. Let's see. Andy says your spreadsheet is cool, but you really need to use absolute values and calculations and keep rows and columns consistent. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that, but absolute values and calculations. Yeah, I mean, would you mind elaborating on that? Because I'm just not quite sure exactly what you mean. And keep rows and columns consistent. Yeah, I'd love to know what you mean by that. Um, let's see. Oh, I have a problem even after 20 minutes having accurate share prices with the spreadsheet. Well, that's just as a result of, I mean, that's coming from Google Finance, so that's unfortunately not something I have control over. Mhm. Can you elaborate on cash position, please? So, like for example, so I have like $3,000 in cash on mine right now, and this gets added to the value of the spreadsheet right here. So, like for example, if I change this to 0, you can see the value of the portfolio changes here. So, but yeah, what I could probably do I'm thinking here, what I could probably do is add instead of having cash here, maybe just put it here, and then you could input the yield on it, perhaps, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe I just leave it here and then put something on the side for the yield. I'll think about that some more. Um, but anyway, guys, that's what I'm thinking for the spreadsheet. Those were all the housekeeping stuff that I had on deck. Let's go back to the chat here, though. I feel like there's one other thing I wanted to bring up, but I don't remember. Let's see what else we got. Go back up in the chat here. Let's see. I like it. Ooh, this is a good one. So, what are your thoughts on waste management? Hmm. I don't know that I have any particular thoughts on waste management specifically, but interestingly enough, I was thinking about just randomly. I was taking my trash out a few days ago, and the dumpster was just full at my complex here, and stacked to the brim. And I was thinking, geez, man, the garbage guy when he comes is he's gonna have his work cut out for him with this one. But then anyway, that's somehow I started thinking about investing with that or from that, and I was like, and this is such an obvious thing too. Like, and this wasn't my first time thinking about this, but um I was thinking, I just don't know what can come in. How can this trash thing, how can trash collection and the disposal of waste, what could come in and disrupt that? I was trying to think of what could come in and change and replace that type of company, like the Republic Services or the waste management. And I asked Russ and Harris this too. And none of us could come up with anything. I can't think of what could come in and revolutionize like the waste disposal industry. And so with that said, unless I think of something or anyone thinks of something, um, I think those are pretty solid businesses to invest in. So, um, let's see. Let's keep going. Yeah. So you guys, it seems like you guys kind of will think the same way. Trash will never go extinct. Yeah. Nothing. Have you seen Chuck's Fast Graphs video on AT&T and Visa or AT&T and Verizon? I haven't. I haven't either way. Um, Tesla bots are going to, are going to revolutionize the trash industry. Excuse me. Josh says, are you going to do a video about how to do taxes as a first-year investor in dividend investing in a brokerage account? So I actually have a video that I made a year ago on how dividends are taxed. If you just go to YouTube and type in how dividends are taxed, I think mine's one of the first ones that pops up. But as far as how to do taxes, no, that's not a video that I would make. But if you want to learn how dividends are taxed, both qualified and ordinary dividends or non-qualified dividends, I have a video covering that. So definitely check that out. It's a good thing to know. So yeah, this is what I was thinking too, as far as trash. Something that can eliminate trash with new technology, perhaps. Yeah, yeah, that would make sense. Like, I just don't know. I just don't know what that would be, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Fernando. So you will receive a 1099 from your brokerage just in regards to taxes. At the end of the year, whether it's Robinhood or Charles Schwab or whoever, they will give you a 1099 that you will input when you do your taxes. It's pretty simple. It's a pretty easy thing to track, especially if you're doing your own taxes or using something like TurboTax. It's just takes a minute to do. So, um, let's see. Ford has been an absolute winner, but with the changeover to Schwab has me reevaluating the portfolio. Well, okay. Has me yeah, so that's good. Ford's been a winner for you. In what way have you been reevaluating the portfolio? What kind of moves are you thinking of making? I'm curious to know. Josh says, is it electronic or is it by mail? It would be, it might be either way. I know Schwab, you have the option to have it sent by mail or electronic or both. But yeah, I would just look it up in your brokerage. If you go somewhere to your settings, there's somewhere in your settings that'll tell you that information. So yeah, Striper says the mob makes millions on garbage. Yeah. Uh, they just say they're in the waste management business, huh? So did you guys know that the obviously the mob and the mafia used to be big back in the day, but they're not so much anymore, but they still do exist, and organized crime in that way still does exist. I was watching a couple videos on that because I didn't think there were still like the families and stuff like that, the five families, but they're still around. Interestingly enough, I don't even know how I stumbled upon that. I think I was looking up the history of Las Vegas and in how the mob's involvement in Vegas. That's something that really interests me and something that I'd really like to learn more about. But I think that got somehow through that I started looking up um, just the mob today and just was thinking, oh, wonder what they're up to today. So, oh, this is good, Sebastian. Are you going to check out the new Fountain Blue that just opened? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure at some point I'll check out the Fountain Blue. It looks really nice from what I've seen in videos, but yeah, at some point I'll check that out. Korean Cardboard, will I receive a K1 form from EPD to put on my taxes? You will. You will receive a K1 form from EPD. And that too, I think you can. I think it typically comes by mail. You get a paper version, but I think you can call them and ask it to be electronic. I don't remember. I think I did this when I did my taxes this year. I had to call and get an electronic copy of it for some reason. Um, let's see. Let's see, William Sonoma. I'm going to guess you're up 70%, Ryan. No, not quite. I am up 54% with William Sonoma right now. Still doing pretty good. Yeah, that was a good movie. The movie Casino. Great movie. You know which movies I love? Some of my favorite Vegas movies are the Oceans, the like Oceans 11, Oceans 13. I love those. I love those movies. Um, let's see, Base says, did you see them Raiders yesterday? I bet Las Vegas was lit. I'm really not a huge football fan, but I saw that they just destroyed the Chargers. I think it was like 65 to like less than 20, like maybe 12 or 14. So yeah, they kicked butt. But yeah, I'm guessing people went wild, went wild after the game. So um okay, Ryan, it's not easy to explain. I have used Excel. Okay. An absolute value. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. You're right. Like I should, and I've done a pretty good job of going through and fixing a lot of that, but there's still some that I need to tie up there. But you're totally right. And truth be told, Andy, like I'm not I'm obviously not I'm certainly not as advanced with this platform as you are. I just, my whole thing with the spreadsheet is like it's just it works for me and it's just something I wanted to share with everyone. But yeah, you're right. There's definitely improvements that can be made that I haven't done yet, but I appreciate that feedback. Um, yeah, that locks it. Yeah, you're right. Some of those I could definitely stand to benefit from. So, ooh, Fernando, favorite episode from Shark Tank. I really have not watched a lot of Shark Tank, but Kevin O'Leary is a big watch guy. He's a big dividend guy too, but he's a big watch guy. So I've actually been watching a lot of his watch videos on YouTube. He'll do these collaborations with this other watch creator named Teddy Baldassari, I think is his name. He's like one of the biggest watch guys, and they'll do these like building their watch collections. They'll go to different watch stores and each pick out a few watches. Really fun to watch. Really fun to watch. Yeah. Oh, this is a good question. Zach says, are you going to take a position in Pfizer or any other stock on sale right now? No, I'm not taking in a position in Pfizer. I'm good as far as healthcare goes. I'm good right now on AbbVie and Johnson and Johnson. I'll tell you which ones I'm researching. So Visa, I'm deep in the weeds with Visa. Not really a super discounted stock by any means, but still want to research it. Another one that I'd like to dive into sometime soon is UPS. I'd like to check that one out and spend some time with that one. Oh, you watched Teddy too? Nice. That's cool. Um, but yeah, no plans to pick up Pfizer. I don't really have any serious plans. I mean, like I said, I've got a few stocks in mind that I'd potentially like to add to the portfolio, but I'm just not sure now is the right time to do so, unfortunately. So T-Mobile, what is your favorite dividend ETF? I would say SCHD for sure. That's one that I buy into every single week. But I think there's a lot of other really good dividend ETFs out there, like DGRO, VYM's pretty solid. I'd say those are like the top few in my mind. I'm sure you guys can come up with some other solid dividend ETFs. VIG is another good one as well, the dividend Vanguard Dividend Appreciation ETF. But yeah, there's quite a few good dividend ETFs out there. I personally invest in SCHD. Um, like I said, there's some other good options out there too. So yeah, Brandon, thoughts on Costco? Yeah, I mean, Costco's pretty iconic. I'll admit it's not one that I've spent a whole lot of time doing deep research on, but pretty iconic business. I know that their renewal rate on their subscriptions is pretty high, on their membership is pretty dang high. So yeah, I mean, Costco, Charlie Munger obviously was a really big fan of Costco. So that says something. But that's another one, kind of like Visa, it's going to be hard to get that company at what's probably a super attractive valuation. That's one you'll have to pay up on, but that's not always a bad thing either. So, but yeah, Costco's solid from what I know. Maybe at some point I'll do a deep dive into Costco as well, but there's just some other stocks in my mind or on my mind that I like to dive into first. So, thoughts on DGRW? I don't really know that I've spent a lot of time looking at DGRW, but let's check it out right now. So, let's go back over to the screen. DGRW. So, the Wisdom Tree US Quality Dividend Growth Fund ETF sounds just right off the bat pretty similar to VIG, just in terms of dividend growth, dividend appreciation. The first thing I notice is the expense ratio is almost at 0.3%. And that's like pretty much right where JEPI's at too. JEPI's at 0.3, I think, 0.35. So it's not too far off from JEPI. I'm guessing the yield's not going to be nearly as high on this as, yeah, what you were getting from JEPI. So you're getting a low 1.7% yield, 1.8% yield, 7% growth rate, 2 years of dividend growth, 9 years of payments. So, I mean, as you can see, it's kind of hard to tell, but there is definitely some growth here over time. Let's take a look at the holdings. I got to say right off the bat, I'm not super duper impressed by this. I mean, these top holdings, all solid companies. What about VIG? What are their top holdings like? We'll check out VIG. So, pretty similar here. I mean, there's a little bit of difference, right? But you still got Microsoft and Apple here in the top. Much lower expense ratio too. It's like a quarter of the expense, or fifth even of the expense ratio. And I think you're getting some nicer dividend stats, a little bit higher yield, couple points higher on the 5-year dividend growth rate as well. But still, I mean, if we're just, and we'll take a look at the charting on all three of these. I'll show you this third one. Obviously, SCHD. It's just hard to beat SCHD based on these stats. You're getting a considerably higher yield and considerably higher 5-year growth rate over the last 5 years. But different kind of holdings, right? Like we're not going to get the Microsofts and Apples here in SCHD. So, but let's take a look at the charting. So let's see the performance. Select metrics. We're going to go to total return, performance, total return, do that. And then let's take out that. Let's add DGRW. Any other ones, any other ETFs you guys want me to throw in this comparison here? So we'll do SCHD. Let's throw a VYM in there as well. Let's do, what are we just looking at? VIG, DGRW. We could even do DGRO. Okay, so dividend growth ETF. Let's reorganize them a little bit. What other ones? Let's see. DGRO, yeah. What else you guys got? VGT, okay. VGT, DLN. I haven't heard of DLN, but this is okay. This is just a tech ETF. Okay, whatever. We'll put it in. I really just wanted to stick to dividend ETFs, but we'll throw it in there for you, Mike. Sure, and JEPI. Why not? Oh no, this is the maximum. Okay, we'll check this out. Then maybe we'll see how JEPI compares. So VGT actually, look at this. Well, this is the last year. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's go look over these last 5 years. VGT. Well, obviously, this is the technology ETF. So I was going to say it blows it out of the water. I want to read. Okay, we're going to take that out. So VGT on a total return basis is the clear winner amongst all these over the last 5 years. Let's take this out and let's put in JEPI. Okay, we'll just see. And for fun, if we want after this, we can even see, throw TSLY in there and see what happens. So, okay, across all of these, it looks like over the last 5 years, DGRW does come out on top on total return, with VIG coming in second. Probably in part, this is due to Microsoft and Apple being at the top of both of these funds, wouldn't you say? There may be some other reasons, but it's that would be my guess just right off the bat. But that's pretty impressive. 100% return over the last 5 years, beating SCHD by about 13%, beating VIG by, about 12%. And then all the other ones by quite a long shot. And JEPI out of the bunch is the worst performer. But that's honestly not too surprising, because JEPI, once again, it's just you're going for that current income. And, you're not looking much for appreciation or really total returns. It's just income, less volatility. So let's see. Yeah, SPHD. I already know. I see that. SPHD I already know is going to be a pretty poor performer, but we'll take a look. Excuse me. We'll take a look at that real quick too. So SPHD. And I got to say, just SPHD is fine. It's a fine ETF. I think you'll see here, though, just in terms of the total return, yeah, it really underperforms all these other funds. The draw to SPHD, and I think the main reason a lot of investors like to buy it, is solely because it pays a monthly dividend. We've talked about this before on the channel, guys, but a monthly dividend is really just a selling point, even with realty income. It's nice getting that monthly income, but once again, we've talked about this before. Getting $1 per month is the same thing. It's really the same thing as getting $3 a quarter. It's all the same. But once again, the draw to SPHD is the monthly dividend. But other than that, the returns are pretty weak compared to these other funds. There was one other ETF that we were going to put in here. Was it okay? SCHH. Let's check that one out, because I think that's the Schwab Growth ETF, right? SC, or is it the real estate one? Yeah, okay, it's the REIT ETF. This will be interesting to see. I'm guessing it will not perform as well as these other funds, but I could be. Oh yeah, definitely. It's actually even worse than SPHD, which is surprising. But okay, so I mean, out of the bunch, still DGRW does take the cake, so that's good to see. And I guess overall, just thinking about its total return and its dividend stats. Yeah, I guess it's not bad. I mean, a 1.7% yield is obviously, I'm comparing it to SCHD in my mind, is obviously not as good as SCHD's 3 point something percent yield, and the growth rates are different, but still, a 9% dividend growth rate is not bad, which is what DGRW had, somewhere in the 9% range, right? Or was it 7% actually? I think it was maybe 7%, and then VIG was 9%. But still, even if it is 7%, that's not 7.15%. That's still not bad. And if they were able to maintain that, which they may or may not, interesting. Just seeing this, I should have looked at this before. So across the last 10 years, it's more like 18.6% or 18.46%. Excuse me. So the dividend growth rate's way higher over the last 10 years. And then even in the last 3 years, more recently, it's higher than the 5 years. So, but either way, no matter which time period you're looking at, that's fine. And you're getting a pretty nice balance between appreciation, clearly, and a little bit of current income, but you're buying this for that dividend growth and that high total return. But yeah, I mean, solid fund. Still, the expense ratio is a bit high. If that's a deal, I mean, if that's a deal breaker, then I think a lot of these other like VIG is a pretty good. If the expense ratio is a deal breaker, I think VIG is a good substitute for DGRW. Because it did, and SEHD really, that SEHD's total return and VIG's total return were like neck and neck. So a couple good options. Let's see. Oh, 6 o'clock on the dot. Let me scroll up here in the chat, get caught up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I sold JEPI, Journeyman. Good to see you. Lucas says, I'm on a roll tonight. Let's see. Okay, guys. Well, I think it's a pretty good place to wrap it up. I'll look at this last comment from Striper Kid. The reason I prefer a monthly dividend is because I'm very active in the portfolio. If you're a person like my wife who just sets it and forget it, then it's a non-issue. I guess I get that. The only argument I've heard in support of monthly dividends is like, well, if I used to pay my bills, I'd rather have the monthly income. But I still think the math remains the same. Like, $1 per month is the same as $3 per quarter, I think. But okay. Well, yeah, I think this is a pretty good place to wrap it up, my friends. 6 o'clock on the dot. Let's see. Any last closing things? Now I got the housekeeping stuff out of the way. No, I mean, thank you guys so much for thank you so much for a fun stream tonight and hanging out with me this last hour. And once again, Sunday's video, guys, is going to be off the charts. And I really hope you guys check it out, and I really hope you enjoy it because it's something different than I've ever done on the channel for sure. So I think you guys will really like it, and you'll have to leave me a comment on the video and let me know what you think of it. Yeah, Zal says join the Discord group. Definitely do that. Join the Discord group. It's basically just like a big group chat filled with if you guys join right now, we're going to be up over 2,700 investors in the Discord. So definitely join. It's free to join. There's a link in the description. Check out the newsletter as well. You can read the most recent article there in the description as well. Otherwise, guys, I'll see you Sunday for the video. And then once again, next Thursday, we'll plan on doing the dividend happy hour for the week. But that's about all I got for you guys. Once again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream tonight. I certainly did. It was fun, as they all are. But I'll leave you with that. And I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.